But you have a remarkable career. Initially as a pianist, later you won the first prize in the Gustav Mahler conducting competition, and you're holding the title of the principal conductor of the Vienna Symphony Orchestra, music director of Rotterdam Philharmonic, and future music director of our wonderful IPO. Do you remember the first time you stood in front of an orchestra, and what did you feel?
In front of an orchestra in general. Very first time I conducted an orchestra was my high school orchestra. I already finished my studies. I was 19 or 20 or so. Then I had the opportunity to conduct some of my friends and so on. Then we arranged a concert with other friends. But actually, then I started studying conducting in Berlin, and I only had opportunities to conduct, let's say, not the best orchestras, to put it mildly, during my studying time. Some orchestras that get some money just to work with the young conductors trying to find their way. That was a very difficult time, honestly, because there is nothing organic about it. And then came the competition, the Mahler competition, and immediately after the competition came the invitation from the Israel Philharmonic. This is June or July 2013 to open the next season immediately in three months. And I must say, of course, I was extremely nervous at the time. I didn't have much experience with this level of orchestras, with the absolute top, from the worst to the best. And you know, all of a sudden I came there and all of my friends are sitting there, and my old colleagues, and my old teachers, and it was the most exciting thing. And I don't think, well, let's say any young conductor can only dream to start with an orchestra with these conditions, to really work with people that you love, that you admire, and that love you back. And of course it was a wonderful beginning already, and since then it's just kept developing, and finally came this appointment, which I'm very honored and excited to start.
Also, the first time you conducted the great Vienna Philharmonic Orchestra, you didn't really have much time to prepare, I think, 2 days or so? And you had to play Bach, and you had to conduct Mahler First Symphony, am I correct? Do I remember correctly? You jumped in for Franz Liszt, and the Vienna Philharmonic played the Mahler First under Bernstein and Karajan, maybe even Mahler himself. So, were you terrified?
Yes, of course. It was also my debut in the Musikverein, which is considered the best hall in Europe, maybe the best hall in the world even. And to do it with the orchestra, which is considered for over a century to be the best in Europe and maybe the best in the world, with a piece that they know by heart and they've done so many times, and they have their own tradition how to do it, and nobody dares to do anything differently with them. And I must say, I felt at home immediately with them, maybe partly because I played the piece myself as a double bass player with the Israel Philharmonic, with Zubin Mehta, many times on tours. And you know, Maestro Mehta really started his career, and his whole, let's say, musical taste was really established in Vienna. And his way of approaching it is very Viennese, and it's really the original way. So I must say, when I worked with them, I felt like working with my friends again. And again, it was a great success.
You once told me that already as a young piano student, you used to argue with your piano teacher about musical interpretation. And it seems to me like from a very young age you had a very clear concept of how to shape music. Now you are a conductor, and recently you had the pleasure of conducting very established, older, very experienced soloists like Zuckerman, like Daniel Barenboim. Very soon you will work with Marta Argerich. I'm sure that they have also a very clear opinion about musical interpretation. In case it's different than yours, would you treat them differently, or would you voice your opinion?
I definitely will always voice my opinion musically. There's no question about it. Whether I will succeed in convincing them, it's another question. But these people that you mentioned, Barenboim, Zuckerman, these are giants in musical terms, human terms as well. And I think in music, the most beautiful thing is that there is never one way to do anything. It's much more about discovering all the layers and all the depth that the music has, all the potential that the music has. And as Barenboim actually puts it, and I agree with it completely, it's like looking at a beautiful mountain. And then if you want to go to the other side to see what's there, you see it, but then you cannot see the other side again. And it's the same thing with music. Every time that you pick one angle and one conception, let's say, from beginning to end, you have to stick with that, and you cannot change it all of a sudden because you lose the structure and the potential shape of it, and so on. So, but that's the idea, that's the beauty of art. It's never just one way. We can repeat the same pieces over and over again, and either it's routine, if you repeat the same thing again, if you know exactly what to expect, or you try to rediscover it every time from scratch. And this just makes it an endless journey, and I think the most beautiful one one can imagine.
You have a very vast repertoire. Choral, symphonic, opera, covering really all the periods, from Baroque to modern. What are your plans for the IPO in terms of repertoire? Are you going to concentrate on a certain composer, a certain period?
I think that Israel Philharmonic is well known for the Romantic period, for the Romantic pieces, and especially German and Viennese repertoire, which we will definitely keep, as if it works, why change it, why not do it anymore. We will do it in our own way, in the way that fits our chemistry and the way we understand the music combined together. And also I would love to add as much as possible to this repertoire, whether it's Israeli music from the present and also from the past. Contemporary music, I know it's a frightening word, contemporary music, but just to say contemporary music and put music that was written in the last 100 years and say this is all belongs to one thing. I mean, if you think of rock music or pop, just every decade you have a complete change of style. It's the same in music, not only every decade, but every composer is a different soul. And of course, this is something that one has to be open and curious and interested. And at the bottom line, I will only bring pieces to the orchestra that I firmly believe they have really artistic value and that the audience can actually enjoy it. Otherwise, it wouldn't waste anyone's time.
Without a reason why, love, as if you were a child, smile, no matter what I tell you, don't listen to a word